Now at 6, prosecutors charge 2 juveniles in connection with Wednesday's mass shooting in Kansas City. Plus, city officials ponder the future of a Joplin Justice Center with no more room. And summertime is just around the corner, and that means the drive-in season.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Prosecutors in Kansas City are moving ahead with charges in connection with the mass shooting at the Chiefs Super Bowl parade. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Tanya Bach. Charlie DeMar has the latest.
2 juveniles are now facing gun-related and resisting arrest charges following the fatal shooting at the Chiefs parade Wednesday in Kansas City. A statement from Jackson County Family Court says additional charges are anticipated as the investigation moves forward. The names of the suspects have not been released. More than 20 people were hurt in the shooting, and local radio personality Lisa Lopez Galvan was killed.
Lisa was the life of the party.
We spoke yesterday with her brother and sister.
There's an initial shock, and it feels like a bad dream.
She was just really happy to be there. We did not expect the day to end like this.
The mother's adult son was also shot, but is expected to survive.
They took away his mother, his best friend. She did everything for them.
Half of the victims are under 16, the youngest just 8 years old. But on Friday, officials at Children's Mercy Hospital said of the 11 patients they received, only 1 remains in the hospital.
And as city leaders and families discuss and determine whether these outdoor large gatherings are safe to attend, the mayor here in Kansas City vowing to move forward and host next month's St. Patrick's Day Parade. Charlie DeMar, CBS News, Kansas City, Missouri.
Missouri court officials say additional charges are expected. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joining us now with our first look at weather.
So temperatures right now are sitting in the mid-30s across the region. Winds coming from the north, so bringing a bit of a chillier wind chill. Clouds still in the area, and they will clear as we move into the later hours tonight. And we don't see any more rain or snow on the forecast for the next several days. So we've got a nice sunny patch to go through before our next rain system. In the next 24 hours, though, we do see some wind chill values getting back down to the single digits. 9 a.m. on Saturday, and then they'll drop even further as we move into the early afternoon hours on Saturday, getting below 0 wind chill values. So it's going to be a pretty cold 24 hours, but I'll bring you more details in just a bit.
Not looking forward to that cold weather, Lindsay. Well, the discovery of a decomposed body in Lawrence County, Missouri turns into a homicide investigation. Authorities discovered the body in a field earlier this week where workers on a local farm were picking up rocks. Officials performed an autopsy and determined the identity to be Larry Rysted of Greenfield, Missouri. Results of the autopsy also led to the determination that the cause of death was likely homicide. Mercy health officials say they plan to expand primary care services when they take over Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh. It was announced yesterday the hospital would be transferring from Ascension to Mercy. We spoke with the president of Mercy Joplin today about what their plan is for the hospital going forward and how it will impact health insurance for patients.
Our goal is to grow services in Pittsburgh. So we are, we have 3 things that we are going to be actively doing in Pittsburgh. Number 1, we're going to expand and grow our primary care even further than what we have so far. Number 2, we're going to strengthen our services, specialty services there. We know we need to recruit some additional specialists to be in that facility. We're going to add some additional specialists to Pittsburgh, either through satellite clinics from people from Joplin or virtual care services that they don't currently have. And then number 3, we're going to become a trusted and essential community partner. We want to continue the legacy of service in Pittsburgh that's been there for over 100 years, and we're going to continue that for perpetuity.
Drinkwitz also says Mercy plans to bring in some additional specialists to its Pittsburgh facilities. The city of Joplin is discussing the future of a new justice center. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on how the needs of the city are outgrowing its current facility.
It's very obvious whenever you walk in that you can tell we're out of room.
Joplin City staff said they have outgrown the current Justice Center. The current facility houses the Joplin Fire Department, Police Department, Dispatch, and Municipal Court. But staff say those important offices are overflowing.
At present, we have outgrown the facilities that we currently have. We're busting at the seams.
We've got people actually basically in closets using those as offices.
And a lack of required storage space is also notable.
We actually have to utilize a separate facility within the city to store overflow records.
The city is discussing building a new facility that would allow for various city departments to grow as needed.
If we can't keep up with the challenges that we're facing, we're going to fall behind, and we cannot allow that to happen because as a government, we need to keep the citizens safe.
Officials say it is important the public understands the struggles these departments are facing with the current building.
It's just important for the public to realize these aren't wants of the police department and the fire department. These are needs, and the reason we need these things and we need this new facility is so that we can continue to fulfill our oath, which is to keep the people of Joplin safe.
In Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Well, city staff says while a new facility is still in the discussion phase, Joplin voters may see the facility on the August ballot. To learn more about what facility needs Joplin has, visit our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. 66 Drive-In Theater in Carthage, Missouri is already planning its next season, but attendees might notice one slight difference in their visits this year. The price. This season, because of inflation in movie prices, ticket rates will go up. According to the theater owner, this is the first time in 7 years ticket prices have adjusted.
We're in prep mode right now. The theater's still dormant. We're getting ready to open up, and we are going to maybe toy with some new food items this year to try to pique some different interest. But it's going to be a great season.
The season is projected to start at the end of March. Here's what the prices will be looking like. Tickets for ages 13 and up will go from $8 to $10. Ages 6 to 12 will now pay $5, $1 more than the previous rate. Well, later in sports, big night for high school basketball as the regular season winds down. Brock has a preview of tonight's matchups in just a few minutes. But first, Missouri residents look for ways to make ends meet and pay for bills.
Barbecue cheeseburger.
The cost of living in Missouri is one of the lowest in the country. However, those who are unable to work and use Social Security still struggle to keep up with their bills. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
By accident, I went to the bank the day before a check was supposed to come in. When I found out that they hadn't paid him since the time we got out of the nursing home all the way up to February. And Social Security deducted that amount out of her check and out of mine both.
Francis McKenna and his wife Deborah have found themselves in a tight situation after an unexpected bill came out of their monthly checks. Now they're looking for help to pay their rent.
St. Vincent's de Paul gave us $200 and Salvation Army gave us $100.
Francis and Deborah are just one example of residents in Missouri struggling to make ends meet. In Missouri, 49% of low-income renters are seniors or disabled. Francis and his wife fall into both categories.
We get a notice on the door that it's like an eviction notice that we got till 21st to pay the rent, or they're going to start eviction proceedings on us. And we only owe for the month of February. We were good up till they did this to us.
Francis says he's a veteran and former fire captain, and living in fear of losing his home is not what he wants.
There's places for homeless, but I don't want to be homeless.
But if more help doesn't come soon, Francis and Deborah could find themselves without a home. Reporting in Joplin, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
If you're struggling to pay your bills, organizations such as the Salvation Army and Catholic Charities, many other organizations in our area all have applications you can fill out and request assistance. Carthage Technical Center hosted a college and career fair today. Local high school students had access to over 90 vendors in the Tiger Activity Center. Students could also take advantage of FAFSA help, voter registration, and mock interviews. Many students use the event as a resource to help establish their future.
Today I'm hoping to take away the future that I have set for myself. I'm planning to go study business, so I'm hoping to take away future jobs that I can come home to once I finish my degree.
800 plus local junior and senior high school students took part in the event. Lowe's teamed up with Carthage Intermediate School to provide DIY toolboxes for the school's special education class. FFA students from the Carthage High School jumped in to help the students build the toolboxes. The event also provided a way for the students to learn more about how ag can benefit other aspects of their lives.
I have a national chapter app, and that kind of shows what our chapter does as a whole, and we need like community service projects, and I personally feel like it's important to get into our youth and let them know how ag is used in the everyday life.
The Carthage FFA chapter boasts more than 190 members. That's a lot. A little later, FFA members team up with a home improvement store to improve the lives of students in Carthage.
And up next, we'll take a closer look at the forecast and what else we can expect to see this week.
Honda is as easy as 1, 2, 3 at
We're kicking off the evening with some pretty chilly temperatures in the mid-30s, and unfortunately it's going to get even colder as we move into tomorrow. Taking a look outside at our Cornell Complex camera in downtown Joplin, you see those winds are picking up. We see the camera kind of shaking a little bit with those overcast conditions. Clouds do clear as we move into tonight, and we don't see anything else on the forecast for the next several days. We're going to have a clearing with some sunny skies all the way through midweek next week. Tonight's low is going to be very cold, 21 degrees, so below freezing. If you see any puddles out there, they could refreeze. And clouds do clear as we move into the overnight hours. Now, starting around 5 a.m. on Saturday, temperatures are going to be in the lower 20s, but these wind chill values are going to be in the teens. 15 degrees wind chill value in Pittsburgh, and it's going to drop even lower than that. By 9 a.m., we're down to the single-digit wind chill values, and believe it or not, it's going to get colder. Around 1:30, 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon, so early afternoon, these wind chill values are getting below zero. We didn't see this since before we had that Arctic blast a few weeks ago. So back to being pretty cold tomorrow, and it's going to continue. Then as those winds do pick up, the wind chill values do start to warm back up as we move into Sunday, seeing those wind chill values getting back up to the mid-20s along with the temperatures warming back up. Continuing tomorrow, clouds are going to be present, but for the most part, pretty sunny sky. Temperatures in the mid-30s with the high being 37. So still not that warm, but we saw that wind chill value down in the below zero range. So pretty cold day. And we see this trend starting off due to that cold front that came through. So 52 degrees on Thursday, cold front came through right around here, 44, and then it drops to the mid-30s as we continue on into the weekend. Now, with this trough out of the way, we see a ridge that's on Sunday. That's why we're starting to warm up Sunday evening and sunny skies. Now, there is a shortwave trough bringing in some clouds on Monday. No rain associated with that, just some clouds, and as that continues on out of the way, we're going to have a pretty wide ridge. Now, the ridge across the area is bringing in sinking air, so warmer temperatures. We're going to see a warming trend across early next week and sunny skies. Moving into Thursday, unfortunately, we see some rain pop up early on Thursday, possibly getting here before midnight on Wednesday, but they'll pop in our southern counties and it'll start to increase before making its way off to the east. Now, it's a pretty slow system, so it's going to be rainy all morning on Thursday, but won't be any severe issues, just rain across the area, and temperatures are pretty warm, so you don't have to worry about that by Thursday. Now, taking a look at the rest of the forecast, like I said, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sunny skies, and by Wednesday we're getting back up to 72 degrees. Showers roll in late Wednesday, early Thursday, and bringing those temperatures down a bit. Friday, 58, Saturday, 50 degrees, and some light showers on Sunday.
Well, we can handle that. Get through the cold, let the warm return.
One more day.
Before we know it, we'll be complaining about 100-degree temperatures.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, Patrick and Brittany Mahomes visited two sisters injured during Wednesday's shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs rally. According to a statement from the girls' family, the 8 and 10-year-olds were both shot in the legs. They've gone through surgery and will be wearing casts for the next few months. Friday, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Hunt Family Foundation, and the NFL announced they are donating $200,000 to KC Strong, an emergency fund for the victims. Still ahead, Taylor Swift makes a generous donation to one of the shooting victims in the Chiefs parade shooting. And high school playoff basketball begins in Oklahoma. Brock Baldridge will break down tonight's matchups.
Clinic has been
Well, there's only 1 week left in the regular season in Missouri high school basketball. Now, the Webb City Cardinals boys team is undefeated in COC conference play, and meanwhile, their challenger Nixa is the only undefeated team in conference play, and the two teams meet tonight. Webb City is home in the Cardinal Dome tonight. The boys team squares off with the Nixa Eagles. Now, there's still another week of conference play remaining, so anything can happen between now and then. But whoever wins tonight certainly puts themselves in first place in the conference standings. We'll have highlights of that game right here tonight at 10. Well, over to Oklahoma now, and districts begin in the Class 2A Boys and Girls Championship Series. The winner tonight can put themselves in good position for regionals next week. The girls game leads off tonight as Quapaw travels down to Wyandotte. It's the fourth time these two teams have met this season. Should be a great matchup. We'll have the highlights from that game right here tonight at 10. After the girls game, the boys team hits the floor. Same two teams in the same gym. Winner advances to Thursday night's winners bracket in Fairland. Loser heads to the consolation side of the bracket. We'll have the highlights from that game. Both games right here tonight at 10. Pop star Taylor Swift donates $100,000 to the family of the mom killed during the Chiefs parade shooting. The star made two $50,000 donations through a GoFundMe fundraiser, and that was created following the tragic death of 43-year-old Lisa Lopez Galvin at the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade on Wednesday. Well, that's your looks for sports. We'll be back right after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We'll hear from a child who was hit by a stray bullet at the Kansas City Victory Rally shooting. Plus, Pittsburgh High School host a 5A regional wrestling tournament, and we'll learn about a new concept aiming to allow athletes to compete without restrictions on performance-enhancing drugs. Those stories and a lot more tonight on the KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, all you have to do is download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. All right, final check of the weather.
So we do have some pretty cold temperatures moving into tomorrow morning and in the afternoon. They'll start to warm up as we go into Sunday, and then for the beginning half of next week, it's going to be a beautiful week. Sunny skies, temperatures up to 72 on Wednesday, then a few showers kind of roll in right after midnight on Wednesday, but could come slightly earlier, and then into Thursday morning we'll see some more showers.
So another unbearably cold start to the weekend.
Unfortunately, but 5 days of sunny skies and warmer temperatures, so I'm looking forward to that.
We'll take it. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here at 10. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.
Captioning on